Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be once again getting a new update on Hollow Knight Silksong. It's even more updates are happening behind the scenes, and it seems like the game is actually coming out pretty soon, most likely with the Switch 2 or slightly after, but it does seem we're probably going to get some kind of new information. We are on Dexerto today. Thank you for the article, Nathan Warby. It is linked down in the description if you would like to check it out for yourself. So the title goes, Hollow Knight Silksong fans prepare for shadow drop after Steam update. Now, I don't think it's going to be a shadow drop. I think it's going to be probably announced during either this next Steam Next Fest that's coming up or the Summer Games show, because those two just make more sense. And I don't think they would just shadow drop it. I don't see it being shadow dropped because, I mean, they're going to announce a trailer and then it'll be out a couple days later, most likely, is what I presume. But you never know. It could be shadow dropped. I highly doubt it, though. Just before we get into the article, I'd like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it if you do. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and once we do, I'll be doing a Q&A video. If you're interested in that, please subscribe. Hollow Knight Silksong fans are ready to be hurt again, as an update to the game's files on Steam's backend has reignited hopes of an imminent release. I mean, to be fair, we do know the game is coming out in 2025, almost guaranteed, because during the Switch 2 announcement showcase, they showed Silksong and it did say 2025. So I would highly doubt they're going to delay it after that, in terms of the year at least. It's been over 6 years since Silksong, the follow-up to 2017's critically acclaimed Metroidvania Hollow Knight, was announced. It was originally expected to be in early 2023, but it was ultimately delayed. And it was also supposed to be a DLC to the original Hollow Knight instead of a brand new game. Since then, there's been precious little news on when the sequel will arrive, leaving fans clinging onto any morsel of information. Yep, you got that right. The game is set to appear in the museum exhibit later this year, which fueled speculation that it is set to drop in the next few months. Yeah, I'm almost positive it is going to. Now, the Summer Games Fest is looming. Silksong has received another update on Steam, which fans think that could mean a release is finally on the cards. The release is definitely on the cards this year at least. So, on June the 3rd, data miner Wario64, Wario64 does get some good stuff, revealed that Silksong's Steam page has received some backend updates, with one package being altered for the first time in 15 months. While this is far from the first time we've seen this, the fact that Summer Games Fest is taking place on June 6th has fans convinced that something is coming. In fact, they may even speculate the game could be shadow dropped during the show. I don't know if that counts as shadow dropped because it's Silksong, because I think there's probably going to be a trailer during Summer Games Fest, and we'll get either it coming out then or a full release date. Gonna call it shadow dropped for both Steam and Switch 2, said one excited fan. Yeah, another big thing is the Switch 2 is soon, so that is going to be one of the big deals, I feel like, as well. Manifesting that this will drop on the Summer Games Fest posted another, and this is the official tweet on the actual changes. Yeah, so this is what they changed actually in here on June the 3rd, 2025. And it hasn't changed since, 15 months ago since they changed it. And then they had a bunch of other things being changed. Let's see if I can even read this. Oh no, I don't really know what these mean. So 4 things in total were changed. It looks like something was removed, something was changed, 2 things were added, and something else was changed, from what I understand from reading something like this. Of course, this is far from confirmation that Hollow Knight Silksong will launch during Summer Games Fest, as Team Cherry aren't even officially confirming to be appearing at the show. However, it will certainly be a perfect mic drop moment to get fans hyped. They 100% have missed the perfect mic drop moment because of how this development has gone. No offense to Team Cherry, but the perfect mic drop moment has gone, in my opinion. Now it is just salvaging what is left of that moment, because this game is 2 years delayed from 2023 when they first announced a date, and 2 years longer from when it was supposed to be just a DLC. So this game has taken a very long time, and I feel like it has actually been more than 6 years. Yeah, it's been over 6 years, because it was announced in I guess it was technically announced in 2019 or maybe early 2018. So yeah, I guess around 6 years is the correct time. Never say never, but it's much more likely that we'll get a new trailer and possibly a concurrent release date later this year. That is what I'm assuming. I assume that the trailer will happen during Summer Games Fest, and then in that trailer there will be a release date officially. I honestly don't see it, like, if there isn't a trailer, then that's going to be a big shock for me, because I feel like there kind of almost has to be a trailer with how hyped everyone is slowly getting through this, because the 3 seconds of footage shown during the Switch 2 showcase, like, it exploded. Like, it blew everyone's minds once again. And it was like just barely 3 seconds of footage with a date on it of 2025. So like they need a full trailer in Summer Games Fest, I think, and then and then a release date of a month and a day. And if it is like, hey, out now or something like that, that would be pretty crazy. But I don't see that being truly there. I feel like it is probably going to come with whenever the Switch 2 comes out, because the Switch 2 comes out on the 5th. So I feel like it will come out a couple weeks after that, because Summer Games Fest is June 6th, right? So maybe 2 weeks from now is when they drop it. I mean, they could just drop it that day. I thought for some reason, I thought the Switch was coming out on like in the teens, but it's coming out on the 5th. So it's going to be out. The Switch 2 is going to be released before Summer Games Fest starts. So maybe they can actually release it the same day of whenever they do the trailer of Summer Games Fest, if they do a trailer. But I feel like they kind of have to do a trailer. So that is a good possibility. I'm actually becoming a little more confident in this releasing soon, or maybe in like a couple days at this point. But I feel like the biggest problem that Hollow Knight Silksong has going to be incoming for it is that people's expectations for this game, I feel like, depending on who you ask, is so sky high, when I feel like this game is just going to be more Hollow Knight, which isn't a bad thing. But because some people have been waiting for this game for literally 6 years, it's one of those things where like their expectations, there's no way you can meet their expectations, which I feel bad for Team Cherry, even though it is slightly self-inflicted. And hopefully the game is really good, because that is like my biggest fear, that people have been waiting for this game for so long and then the game is all right or just okay. I have confidence in the team that they will make a good game. Since my last time I made a video on Hollow Knight Silksong, I have actually played a lot more Hollow Knight, and Hollow Knight is a great game. So like, I understand that their foundation is amazing. So it's going to be interesting to see how different the game is going to be, or if it is just Hollow Knight with extra things, or if it is going to be fundamentally different. I don't think it's going to be fundamentally different. I mean, from the 3 seconds that we saw of the game, most recently in that Switch 2 showcase, it did look like just like Hollow Knight. But it's going to be like with the different abilities, the different, I can't remember what they're called now, the little things you unlock. They're not abilities. I mean, they are abilities, but they're called something different, like the key, like little things you equipped. I can't remember what they're called right now. But those things, the map in general, I wonder how they're going to do traveling and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do this. But now that I've got all the information together, I do feel that a Summer Games Fest trailer and announcement that same day within the trailer of either a release date of that right now, of whenever the trailer drops, or soon, or like a couple days, would be great. Though I do feel like I slightly agree, like I don't agree with the perfect mic drop, because honestly I feel like because of how many this thing's been delayed and how long it's taken, I don't think a perfect mic drop exists. But the best possible scenario for this team right now is to have a trailer during Summer's Game Fest and say out now at the very end of it. You know, I think that's probably the best thing that could happen to them. So thank you everyone for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you subscribe to the channel to support the channel, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it, I understand. You just heard my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion down below in the comments. What you think about this whole situation, if you're still hyped for Silksong or not. I am relatively so, but like I'm probably not going to be getting it right away because I still need to beat Hollow Knight. So I still got a long ways to go in terms of that. But other than that, thank you everyone for watching today's video. If you'd like to follow me on other platforms, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads, all at the Technology on those social medias. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.